Hey everybody, it's Jochen Heiden, and I'm back with the Lodrik vs. Heiden campaign. This is War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. We're now on March 2nd, 1942, turn 86. So here's what I'm looking forward to this turn. I feel like our big air battle in or around Rangoon is imminent. I think Lodrik's been primed and ready for it, so I'm hoping to see some sort of activity there today. I'd like to see my bombers fly. I'd like to see us get a break in China. And then I would also like to see Lodrik ships kind of depart the area of New Zealand so we can get on with getting our convoys in safely. So let's find out what happens this turn. Hopefully it's not too crazy. Okay, here we go, March 2nd, 1942. Looks like he grabs another base in the islands of the Philippines. So far, so good. Okay. Those are my task forces merging. This is night air search. Whoa, check this out. We're actually getting our B-17s found the target tonight. Wow. Jeez. Wow, great job, guys. So, well, they found the base. I guess I should be happy about that. They didn't really do much, but you know, that's fine. At least we actually got some B-17s to go somewhere tonight. Oh, we got 6 more. I'll take it. Huh. Okay. So 6 more B-17s get in. We take some damage, and they do no damage. But hey, 16 B-17s found the target, which is the first in this campaign where our B-17s do something at night. So I can't complain too much. Okay, I guess that's it for the night bombing. Lodrik kind of. Ooh, did you hear that? Something just sank, and one of ours just sank. I wonder if that sound is for us or for him. So one of our ships just sank in New Zealand. It was probably the ones that was on fire that we talked about when I was setting up a turn last time. But I'm not sure if that sound was for him or for us. We have to look at tracker for that and see what's going on. Oh, K9. Oh, check this out. Looks like we caught something leaving Balikpapan or transiting the Makassar Strait. Okay, so, alright, we took a hit. So K9 just took a hit from a depth charge. That's the 3rd destroyer now that we've seen. Okay, this guy's doing really good dodging these step charges here. Wow. They're really going after him, but this Dutch captain has really got his act together. Oh, he's still going after us. Man, this Dutch captain is very good. I'm gonna have to look him up. K9. Hopefully he survives this, because look at he ran that guy right out of ammo. I'm only counting 1 hit there. That's not bad at all. Wow, look at this thing. What is this? That's a lot of ships. Look at this. We have the Hyuga, the Yamashiro. These are 2 different classes of battleships, but they both have 12 14-inch guns. The Chiyoda, which is probably for spotting. 4 destroyer minesweepers. 5 assorted transports. And 4 destroyers. This is quite the task force right here. Where is he going? All right, so we only take one hit despite all that attack. Our Dutch captain does outstanding and dodges all of that. That's really good. I wish we could have got a hit, but you know, at least we know he's got two battleships operating in the Makassar Strait with a lot of support. Okay, this is us spotting his stuff now. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so we're spotting some stuff there. Mission canceled. Oh. Oh, wow. Check it out. I called this, guys. I totally called this. So look what he's doing. He's sending his zeros from the carriers at Tavoy in a sweep. So I have a lot of aircraft ready to go here. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more. We're going to see a lot more of these sweeps coming in from Tavoy. So this is, listen to what I'm saying. He's going to use the zeros from Tavoy primarily to sweep Rangoon, and then he's going to use uh, Oscars from Bangkok as the main attacking force. That's what I think he's going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this now. Let's just kind of see how this resolves here. So apparently or allegedly, we shot down 2 zeros and 1 buffalo was lost. So in my experience, you can almost double or triple these numbers to get the actual loss rates. So I would say we won this initial engagement. So let's take a look. Let's look at what he did here. So what altitude is he coming in at? 16,000 feet. All right, so he's coming in kind of low. We have cap way higher than that. Okay, look, another sweep. This one's coming in even lighter than the other one. Raid was detected by radar. So apparently he's coming in higher than these buffaloes. All right, one goes down right off the bat. That's 2 down. Whatever altitude I got these whatever altitude I got these buffaloes on, I need to go higher. And then these hurricanes and these P-38s need to get their act together and get involved here. Let's go ahead and fast forward through it. Alright, so here's the final tally. We finally get some more aircraft up here. It's primarily our Navy fighters carrying the battle here. We're reporting 2 buffaloes taken out and 2 zeros taken out. This comes in, again, this one comes in around 20,000 feet this time. Alright. Okay, now we have Oscars coming in from Bangkok. Let's go ahead and just get to the point here. There's no need to watch this for long. Let's see how this resolves. So yeah, look at that. He's hitting us from Tavoy and Bangkok, just like I said he would. Alright, so this one seems inconclusive. It looks like an even trade, although we need to look at the intel report to find out more. But we're holding our own here. I mean, it's more or less a 1-to-1 loss rate, right? These guys come in around 19,000, 20,000 feet. 37 Oscars. This looks like the main body. At this point, our fighter pilots are probably getting pretty tired because this is now the fourth or fifth action that they've experienced. We're going to have a huge problem here because he's coming in force, and our stuff's going to be trickling into the battle. So I don't have a lot of good expectations for a great battle here. Let's go ahead and find out how it goes. Yeah, he seems to win the day on that one. It's because his aircraft come in a sweep in higher concentrations than ours do. So, despite that, we allegedly kill more Oscars than he kills of ours, and his sweeps are coming in kind of low, 16,000 feet. Wow. Okay. I feel like we got like an even trade on that. He's not done yet. We got more coming in. More zeros coming in from Tavoy, from the carriers here. And these are all Kido Butai fighters. These are the best of the best he's got. So if we're killing these guys, this is a good thing. Let's go ahead and fast forward through. Oh. That didn't look so good. I know it says 2 and 2, but I saw a lot of flames on these Wildcats. This sweep is coming in again at, I don't know, about 20,000 feet, so. I think we're just running out of fighters right now because he keeps coming in. We'll really need to look at the intel on that to see what that amounted to. Wow, that was... Oh, man, more. Oh, I think we're out of fighters, guys. This is going to be painful. All right, so he's coming in with another wave. And we're just about out of fighters because our fighters have been up in cap all day, but he keeps coming in. This is going to be bad. He's got way more aircraft than we got. Yeah, I think we lost a lot there just because we were overwhelmed. So at this point in the battle, due to just non-stop action, we were only able to put up, what, like 24 fighters versus 42 Oscars. And this one did not go well for us. 2 Wildcats, a Buffalo, and a P-38 all lost. Despite the lower altitude that he came in at, our aircraft and our pilots are just exhausted from the repeat contact. So we no longer have the concentration of force that we need. Okay, well, looks like he's back to daytime bombing Changsha. This is a pretty sizable raid here. And I'm sure there'll be more of those. So he gets some pretty decent hits on the base. 1 Sally destroyed, 3 damaged. Our aircraft are no longer here. Another large raid coming in. Again, more hits on the airbase. Okay, now he's sweeping with Tojos and Zeros. I don't really know why. I think he would have figured by now we pulled our stuff out. All right, so another Sally raid coming on Changsha. So we're back to the good old days, pre-craziness, where Lodrik was just bombing us every day, trying to stop the fort building. Okay, wow, he's really throwing everything he's got at this now. Right, we damaged some more aircraft, but nothing major. He gets some hits on the base, but given the size of this raid, it's actually not too bad. I think the rain's helping us here. Okay, and we got some more aircraft coming in. A little more hits. Oh, he's looking for something over Pago. Okay, that's the AM phase. That was pretty wild, man. We had a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, now we're in the PM phase of the air battle stuff. Spotting a lot of ships out there in the South Pacific again. Wow, that's it? Okay. So that's it for the air stuff. Pretty exciting battle over Rangoon today. I really want to see the numbers, see, what all was lost. Oh, dang it. That's the second ship that I thought might sink this turn due to damage from a couple days ago from the Congo interception. Oh, so he's trying for Terracan again. That doesn't look like it's going too well for him. Yeah, that's not going at all. Oh, jeez. That's terrible. Wow. So, Lodrik's troops get sliced and diced here. Look at this adjusted. They're just tired. Look at attacker, fatigue, supply. These guys are just like running on empty here. We take very few losses. These poor guys are just running on empty here. This is the one I was worried about. We got that submarine there. Ah, dang it, there it is. Well, good job, Lodrik. You outplayed me on that one. So he captures a Fate, and because I still had the Dolphin tied up and trying to get repaired, we lost it. So we just lost the submarine this turn, and it was one of our good fleet boats. So the loss of the base is what it is, but the loss of the sub was definitely more painful to me. So good job, Lodrik. I don't know if you knew the sub was there, or if you just, if you just decided you wanted a Fate, but, you took out a sub for free there. So he's attacking Elo. We should be able to hold this back, I would think. Really? No way. Wow. These guys just gave up, man. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. We should have been. Look at on paper the AV looks good, right? But when it ran through the numbers and looked at, there you go. Leaders are bad, preparation's bad, experience is bad. It spit out this 7-1, and we got massacred here. So every one of those troops on Elo are gone. Panay is now his. We have no more armed resistance on that island. These guys quit. They just gave up. Not impressed. Okay, 22nd Indian Brigade's here just trying to get something done. I think the Royal Trash Army might have the number this time, though. Yeah, I think they got it. There it is. It's over. Well, they hung out on Malaya until March of 1942. I guess that's something, right? Something to be proud of, but nonetheless, that unit is now fully destroyed. We're going to take some point losses for that. Okay, now the 12th Indian Brigade, which is in a little bit better shape. I think they might have a chance to hold out a little longer. And they do. And they actually managed to inflict some casualties and don't take any in exchange, but this is just a matter of time. So that is now our last unit alive on Malaya. Wow. Okay, Tacoma, port size 6. Adak, airfield size. Adu, port 3. Vladivostok, port 7. All right, that's all good. Yeah, what an air battle today with Rangoon. I can't wait to look at the numbers on that and see how bad off it was. It's finishing up the end of turn stuff right now. Let's see if we have any new units or anything coming on the map. Okay, these are just transfers here. These should be transfers. That's all transfer. Yep. I'm just moving stuff around on the map is what this is. That's new. That's new. Okay, wow. We finally got our air battle at Rangoon. Let's see how bad off it is, yeah? Well, looks like we had our big air battle over Rangoon. I think it's time we take a look at it and see how bad it was for both of us. So we'll start with the intelligence report. Aircraft losses for this turn. It's showing 33 for us to 34 for him. So basically dead even. So, according to this, he lost 22 Oscars, 15 shot down, 7 ops. This is bad. We lost 22 F4, F3s, and these we cannot replace. I wish this wasn't the case, but we just didn't have anything else to put in the air. So I had to use carrier fighters, and unfortunately, we just lost a lot of them. He lost 14 zeros, 7 shot down, 7 ops. We lost 10 Buffaloes, which honestly is surprising it was only that many. He lost 2 Sallies to flak, and we also had a P-38 shot down. These P-38s have not been that great for me this campaign. Not too impressed with their performance so far, to be honest with you. Maybe it's just the E model. I don't know what it is, but they're not as awesome as everybody's been telling me that they should be. They're dying. They're just dying. Anyway, so even trade here. Looking at the top pilots, 13 wounded, 3 KIA. And when you think about it, that's actually not that bad. So out of 33 aircraft that were shot down, we only really lost 3 pilots for good. That's not that bad. So if we go look at the pilot replacements, we'll look at the wounded pilots. It looks like the bulk of the ones that we lost for VF2 are all coming back. And some of these guys have kills. So Boris, Selstrom, these guys have kills, and they are coming back into action on the 3rd. I'm sorry, in March of 1942, so within sometime this month. VF3, this guy Morgan, we're going to transfer him to reserve, and Sloan. So Morgan and Sloan are wounded. We're going to transfer to reserve. And let's see, Sloan is coming back. Awesome. And Morgan, where's Morgan? Morgan's coming back. So look at that. Basically, we're going to get back all of our wounded pilots, and we only had 3 KIA. That's pretty incredible. And that's the benefit you get when you fight over your own base. So if we think about it, Lodrik and I lost about the same amount of aircraft. His aircraft he can replace pretty easily with his production. I'm sure it's ramped up. He's making it a couple 100 plus zeros, 200 Oscars a month. He can replace his losses good. I cannot. The F4, F3, we're basically done getting those, right? And we have to wait for the F4, F4 to come in. Now, the difference is all my pilots were more or less saved, and almost all of his, anything that was shot down over Rangoon, right? It's basically lost. So his pilots are very good. A lot of these guys are his heavy hitters from the Japanese army and his carriers. He doesn't get those pilots back. I get all mine back. So I get the pilots, he gets the planes. I would call that a draw. Continuing on, we had a big defeat on the ground today in what was it, Ilo in the Philippines. Those guys just basically gave up. They didn't even try. And in the 22nd Brigade, the Indians in Malaya were also killed this turn. They did give up. They did fight. They've been fighting for weeks. And I'm actually surprised they lasted as long as they did. So those Indian troops get a toast from me. Well done, because they sat out there and fought and kept the Royal Thai Army busy for about a month. With no supply. There's no shame there. They finally gave up, but it wasn't due to lack of trying. Be that as it may, the lost points did tick up quite a bit for us this turn. Also, for ship sunk this turn, this was kind of unfortunate day for us. The Dolphin was scuttled because we could not get it out of the port in Efate. I brought it in there thinking it'd be safe. I should have moved it sooner, but I couldn't get it put back together in time, and it was sunk when he took the base. And that's a shame. Also, the Meitsuker and the Rangatiki, these were ships that were at Wellington. We thought they might sink this turn because they were on fire, and sure enough, they did. It's a shame, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. But we did take quite a bit of points today, losses for that. And this is a pretty decent ship. Good capacity, good speed, great range. This ship, nothing really to write home about. The Dolphin, definitely a good one to loot, and unfortunate that we lost it. So, on the ship side today, not so great. And according to this, no Japanese losses. So 319 to 77. God, I can't stand looking at that number. 319 ships sunk. It just hurts. It just hurts to see that. But what can I do? One thing that I think is weird here that I haven't quite figured out is that we seem to have gained a couple hundred points on Lodrik this turn. I don't know from where. Maybe from some bases upgrading. I don't really know, but he should be more ahead of us than this, and he's not. And I'm not quite sure why, but it does appear that we gained 200 points on him today. Just bizarre. Everything I saw him do should have suggested that he gained points. I don't know. So get one final look at this. Now let's talk about we'll quickly just review the combat report. I only like to look at the top little bit. It shows minesweeping activity, other weird situations that you're not going to see on the map, and I don't see anything there. Let's go look at SIGINT for this turn. I'll start scrolling through this. Okay, heavy artillery regiment loaded. Moving to Singapore. These have got to be troops. This has got to be troops heading into off of Java. 115.80. We'll take a look at that. 115.80. Where's 115.80? 115. 115.80. Look at that. He's got ships out here near the Bonin Islands. That's interesting. 115.80. What could possibly be out here? Maybe something transitioning from here out to Eniwetok or something? I don't know. It's interesting that we know he's got ships going this way. Might be worth putting a sub out here at some point if this is a route that he transitions. Interesting. Anything else? Oh. So Tulagi, we need to take a look at Tulagi. I saw it mentioned twice. And also look at this. 7th Division loaded on a cargo ship moving to Luganville. He's moving an infantry division to Luganville. Huh. That would be a major unit to be put in on that island. That's a concern. Hopefully he can find a way to intercept those, because if he can get a whole infantry division onto Luganville, in addition to what he's already got there, that would be a huge undertaking trying to dislodge those guys. Yikes. I relish the thought of even trying to do that. So hopefully our subs can stop these guys before they get in there. And then Tulagi, we'll take a look at Tulagi real quick, since it was mentioned twice. Alright, so there we go. Looks like he's got 2 ships in port, an ACM and an AV, which is some sort of like a seaplane support ship. And he's got 6 bombers and 6 auxiliaries. These are probably a combination of Bettys and Mavises or something like that. So at least we know he doesn't have too much on Luganville. Correction, Tulagi. Now, Luganville is going to be another story. Alright, good second this turn. Let's go to the operations report. Task Force 298 designated as escort and diverted to Makassar. No. Well, these guys didn't get very far. Apparently the damage was too much. I tried to sail the President Madison out of port yesterday, but apparently they just it would not go. And he came back. So I guess we need to get that system damage down. Darn it. Okay, we got something at Balboa. We'll take a look at that later. Okay, the GAR. That's probably at ADAC. Pago Pago is reporting a lot of sub activity. Porpoise and Balikpapan. Okay. Just looking at these sighting reports here. Some of these are good. Okay, we got a kill. This is one of those, a kill there. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Damaged Buffalo from VF2 does not return. Damaged Wildcat missing. Look at all these write-offs. Man, that stinks. All these Wildcats are written off. So many losses. Damaged Wildcat is missing. Does not return. Man, so many losses. More sub-reports at Pago Pago. Our Weirways are keeping his enemy subs near Cooktown pinned down, and that's a good thing, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. Alright, so the Japanese capture Iloilo and Efate. The Dolphin is scuttled to prevent capture. Sucks. Okay, we got another AS fixed at Melbourne. That's good. I have just a place to put that bad boy. Let's see. Oh, okay. The 19th Transport Squadron takes the C-33 replacements. We haven't been getting these planes until this month, so that's good. We're finally getting C-33s in here. Okay, this force taking replacements at ADAC. Oh, look at that. Loss of CV Enterprise is admitted. So we finally let the Japanese know for sure that the Enterprise has been sunk, even though he probably was able to figure that out on his own. It's now confirmed that he gets the points for that. So it looks like the only 2 new things that we got this turn are going to be this 223 Group RAF at Heiden and this Toad Tank Destroyer Battalion, Eastern USA. That's a good unit. That's a good unit. These are good gun units. All right. I think we're done looking at that stuff. That was quite a bit of reading to do. Let's get to this. Let's talk about China right now. So it looks like he is backing off for the time being on his attack. He's not pressing north to Lanchow. Looks like he's heading back in to Sion, which is good. It gives us time to get these troops put back together. Helps us get some forts built up here, which is great. We've got some supply back in these units. These guys got supply back, which is good. He's giving us a break. We're in the process of reorganizing and get everything put back together. All right, it's all good. So we're getting our act back together here and here to stop his advance up this way. So he is back to bombing Changsha, and unfortunately he put enough damage on the base that it stopped our fortification building. So we're back into that thing. Fortunately, I was able to get enough fort built up that we're back to square one with him. We have the same amount of troops, and we have the same amount of forts that we had before the huge land attacks that we experienced over this last month. So we're kind of back to square one. However, I just now noticed this, and this is a huge problem. This unit of unknown composition, it says 27,000 troops. I think there's more than that. I was really worried that Lodrik would figure this out, and apparently he has. Lodrik is now pushing these troops, whatever they are, this way. And he's going to flank us at Changsha, and he can either attack here or here. And if you look at this purple line indicates a river crossing. So from this hex, he could either attack here, or he can come back here and encircle us at Pinsyong. Either way, it's bad news for us. We cannot defend this hex because it is clear terrain, and we will just get massacred by his bombers if we even try. And from here, he can shock attack into Henyang or Xiangtong, and neither one of those would be good for me. So this could be the start of us having to finally pull out of Changsha. I've known this vulnerability for weeks, and I've just kind of not been talking about it because I didn't want anybody else to figure it out. But unfortunately, it looks like Lodrik wised up, and him moving into this hex really puts us in a difficult situation, and we can't defend it there. And honestly, we can't defend these two bases that well either because they're clear terrain. We have got forts there, but we don't have the troops. And if to man these two bases, I have to pull troops out of Changsha. Then I'm weaker there. So it's really a catch-22 for me. I'm going to have to probably, at a minimum, abandon Pinsyong, fall back to Henyang, and then pull some troops out of here to guard the rear area. If he takes either one of these bases, the game is up. The show is done. We got to bail. If he takes Henyang or Xiangtong, we have to retreat out of Changsha. There is no way around it, because we're just going to get flanked then. So this was the move that I've been dreading and hoping that Lodrik wouldn't figure out, but apparently he has. So within the next couple of days, I need to make a decision as to if it's worthwhile to defend Changsha. I honestly am starting to think it may be time to pull back to a stronger position. Possibly blocking this road, and geez, there's no real good place to defend. We'd have to kind of cover both of these hexes, and I don't know if we could even do that. So it's a mess. So all I got to tell you, if we have to pull out of Changsha, we're in trouble. So we'll keep an eye on this situation, but unless you guys see something that I'm not, or if you think that there's some way I can hold these hexes here, we may have to fall back. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the main story for this battle, and it's the air war over Rangoon. So we lost a lot of Navy bombers, Navy fighters today, and I'm not happy about it because they're not replaceable right now. The Buffaloes are. We're getting some of those, but these Wildcats, we're hardly getting any of those back. They come in. In fact, they're basically done reinforcing us. We're not going to be getting any more F4, F3s. We should be getting F4, F4s coming online soon. And we're starting to get those in, but we're not getting them in significant numbers for a while. So we're just kind of down right now on our Navy fighters. I would much prefer those Navy fighters being on or near my carriers, but I needed them at Rangoon because I sent all of my aircraft over to Changsha to rebuild the forts there. That in my opinion, was necessary. But Lodrik's not stupid, and he realized that I did it, so he went all in on Rangoon. And while the air battle itself was kind of inconclusive, it's not sustainable, at least in the short term for me. I cannot afford to lose any more Navy fighters in that way, because I don't have enough to put on my carriers now. So now my carriers are basically useless because I can't man a cap on them. I had to put these Navy fighters in Rangoon to cover until my Army or land-based fighters came back. They're on their way back, but the damage is already done. We lost 32 Navy fighters. Now, this is why I think the battle at Rangoon was a draw. Even though we lost a lot of aircraft that are not replaceable, we basically lost no pilots, right? The bulk of the pilots that I have, right? Look at Commander Thatch. They're still alive, right? We have no aircraft left, but these pilots are fine. And if some of them are wounded, we're going to get them back. We lost very few pilots. So our pilots are not replaceable. We're keeping them. The aircraft are irreplaceable. Now, on the flip side, for Lodrik, his fighter pilots are not really replaceable because he can't train them up as fast as I can. He can make aircraft all day. The aircraft are not a problem for the Japanese. It's the pilots that you can't lose. Because once you lose those 0 pilots from the Kido Butai, you don't get them back. Or what you get back is not as good as what you lost. So he lost a lot of pilots over Rangoon today. I lost a lot of aircraft. I'm calling this battle a draw. But still, I think he has more aircraft to throw at this than I do right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how long he actually goes for this sort of air battle. Because I'll tell you right now, I got 115 fighters coming back from China this turn. And next turn, we're going to have over 200 fighters at Rangoon. And that will be a different story for him. If he wants to come do what he did today, tomorrow, he's not going to like what happens. So I'll be very curious if Lodrik tries to do this again. I think he'll think better of it. He's probably going to understand that I'm going to try to reinforce Rangoon, so he won't. See, I'm playing chess with Lodrik again. He probably won't attack Rangoon again tomorrow because he knows that I'm moving the fighters in. He'll probably take this opportunity to go hard on China again. So I'm constantly bouncing back and forth with Lodrik. He's strong where I'm not. I'm strong where he isn't. It's just like a constant chess battle. No activity around Ceylon anywhere. I'm still pulling my ships back for the time being to Bombay until I have more fighters at Colombo to protect my carriers. I don't want any big ships at Colombo because the Kido Butai, all I got to do is start sailing this way. And all I have here is 72 fighters, but a lot of them aren't that good. They're not very well trained, so I really don't want to take a battle there right now. Also, look at this intel. 186 bombers. And these are Bettys, Nels, the good Japanese twin-engine bombers, right? If he wants to unleash those things on me, we're in a world of hurt. So I'm hoping that he thinks better of it and doesn't do it. But when he decides to start using these bombers, we're in trouble. Yikes. Okay, pressing on. So here's where the 22nd Indian Brigade died in Malaya last turn. That road is now... Finally, the rail lines are fully open from Singapore all the way to Bangkok. Because he can bypass these guys entirely. Who are really on their last legs, right? The 12th Indian Brigade, they're just hanging on for dear life. They're going to fall at some point, too. And then that'll be the absolute end of organized resistance on Malaya. Still waiting for Lodrik to make a move on Palembang. Hasn't done it yet. Nothing to say on Java. That's basically done. Looking at the Philippines, our Filipino army troops just gave up and didn't even make an attempt to fight at Iloilo. So now he owns all of Panay. He has Masbate. Burias will probably fall soon, just being in proximity to troops, and we don't have any. So he's doing a really good job of finally policing up the Philippines here. It's happening a lot quicker now. Our troops have made it, like I said, last turn, we made it back safely into Malay, but we know he's got lots of troops on Cagayan now, and given the absolute abysmal performance of our Filipino troops here at Iloilo, I don't really have a lot of faith that these guys at Malay are going to put up the kind of fight that I think they should. So we have 4,500 infantry on size 3 forts on times 3 terrain, but if they don't fight, it's worth nothing. So we'll have to see how that goes. Nothing really happened around here this last turn, but something interesting. This is a massive task force that we spotted. The K9, which is quite an impressive sub. Who's this captain? Captain de Ruyter, Commander de Ruyter, no relation to Admiral de Ruyter. Rest in peace. This guy is actually really good. Look at his naval skill. It's 65, aggression 77. So this guy's like all about it, man. He said, I don't care. I'm going to go after anything that comes by. And he did. Unfortunately, he was forced down due to a lot of escort, but he was dodging and weaving, and he took basically no damage. See, we're fully intact here. This sub is fully operational still. So excellent job, Commander de Ruyter. I'm going to give you a medal when you get back for keeping your sub alive and giving us great intel. We know he's got 5 AKs here, 2 battleships, 4 DMSs, and 4 destroyers at least in this task force. And this let this go to show you these callouts here. You cannot trust the intel. Clearly, he does not have 8 battleships here. All right, that's crappy air naval search by my bombers or my the patrol planes. The sub gave us excellent intel by intercepting the task force. So you can't always believe what you see in the callouts. It's not accurate. So take that with a grain of salt if you're looking at this in your games. Don't go, oh my God, he's got 8 battleships in this Makassar Strait. We're in trouble. No, it's your pilots over-reporting things. But good job for Commander de Ruyter. Let's move on. So right now, I am definitely looking at finding a way to reinforce Kopang. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I started moving this unit onto Kopang. Or Kupang. Kupang. Let's call it Kupang. I really want to have an organized defense of Timor. I think we can do pretty good here. We can get this base built up. I can get more supply in there. I want to start bringing in troops from Darwin and reinforcing Kupang. I've been calling it Kopang this whole time. I think it's Kupang. But we have a lot of stuff in Darwin all of a sudden. So I want to start transporting some of these things. Add some AV. Add some more aerial support to Kupang. And we may be able to use this as an offensive operation, right? If we get this base built up, because look at the air capacity. It can go all the way up to size 9 if we want to build it, because it has a standard capacity of 6, and you can go 3 over. So we can operate anything we want off of this base once we build it up. If we get some troops on here, we can start collapsing back all these fighters, right? All these fighters, all these bombers. Once we start getting pushed out of here, we can set up one heck of a defensive Timor and make this like a no-fly zone, right? And it's going to act as a buffer for Darwin. So I am going to start transporting troops. See, I already got these. I got these aircraft moving troops right now from Darwin, and I'm going to slowly start buying these guys out. So basically, anything like that says ABDA or this One Australia Corps, these can be moved over right now to Kupang. And I'm going to keep bringing troops in there. We're going to get stronger here. And we're going to defend Timor and push back on Lodrik's southern advances in the Dutch East Indies. And I would like Kupang to be the last place that he goes. Or the last base that he tries to take but can't. I think we can make that happen if we get some more troops from Darwin in here. Kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking what's happening here. So all eyes on Timor now. In the following turns, in the following weeks, look to see me build this base up quite a bit. All right, looking around here, No activity on this side of Australia at all. I think this is a big mistake for him to neglect this, but if he's going to let us move our ships in and out of here, then, you know, so much the better. I'm not going to complain. So, let's take a look at this part of Australia. We are spotting one sub here. Not worried about it at all. Our ships that were previously in New Zealand should be getting back to what is it? Australia in 2 turns. We see that sub sighted. Should be fine. And we'll get these guys back in here and we'll get them all patched up and then we'll figure out where to go with them next. Everything is quiet up here. Check this out. I love it. My wearaways, look at that. See how their ASW went up? Whenever your ASW pilots spot a sub, if it's the pilot that spotted it, they usually gain some experience and some more skill. So do you see how these guys kind of gain some skill? It's probably this pilot, Warrant Officer Ricketts, that spotted the sub. So he gained a little bit of experience from that. That's how I kind of tell which pilots spotted stuff. But we got these 2 guys spotted, and as a result, this task force moved right on by on top of it. Never even got intercepted. And also, I got these guys right on by as well. So I moved 2 complete task forces directly over these subs with no losses. Because we're keeping them sighted off of Cooktown, which I think is fantastic. So, awesome. A spotted sub is useless. So when your subs have detection, let me see if I can find a sub that's detected. Oh, over here. Look at this. If it says they're detected, they're useless. Find another spot. Move them somewhere else. Enemy task forces can literally drive over these things, and they will not get attacked because they know where they're at. So they kind of drive around them. So it works both ways. He's spotting my subs, but I'm spotting his too. And when these subs are spotted like this, they're pretty ineffective. We just drove right on over these guys. No real activity near Rabal. We do know that he's got an air capacity of 7 now. We saw that last turn. But very little activity around here. It does appear that the Nautilus is, again, not doing their job. And you got a patrol boat into Nauru. It's probably got... My guess is that it says 2 ships there. Probably an AK or an AKL to take off resources off of Nauru. Hopefully the Nautilus can get an intercept here. Alright, let's talk about this area right now. I have all these subs over here that are, again, it's not really doing anything, right? Let's look at their... These are their search zones when they're active, and they're not stopping anything. This task force here has 4 somethings moving northwest, probably back towards Rabal. Luganville does appear to be empty right now. He did grab a Fate last turn. And we lost a sub here. And we know that he's bringing another infantry division down to Luganville, so we need to keep an eye on that. Hopefully the subs can get a little more proactive and start stopping his AKs that come in here. But I think since the carriers have kind of left the area, it might be time to start bombing these bases again. We'll take a look at that. Okay, let's talk about the situation in New Zealand. So unfortunately last turn, as you guys saw, we had 2 ships sink out of this task force, but fortunately, it does appear that we got quite a bit of ships or stuff unloaded off of these, right? So now we're just dumping off all the supply. I'm gonna start repairing all these ships that are damaged, right? And the nice thing here is that we're finally getting some American troops onto the island, and these will be very helpful to us. You may notice that these commands say bomber commands. This was something that I was doing before. Lodrik told me he wasn't a fan of it, so I discontinued it. He didn't think it was right for me to be buying units out to air HQs just to save some political points, and he said that I think that's gamey and I don't think that's right. It wasn't a rule that we had, but we made it a rule after it was determined that he didn't like that, and I've since agreed to it, and I no longer do this. So none of my future units from this point on will ever be assigned to an air HQ again, as per the agreement that I made with Lodrik. I guess you could say it is gamey, but you know, I thought you could do it. Helson's game, it's a rule right off the bat because he knows that this is a thing, and he didn't agree to. He said no way, and I don't do that there, and I don't do it here either. So I just want to address that now in case you guys are looking at that to see what that's all about. I'm no longer doing that. Anyway, I digress. We are going to be unloading a lot of American troops onto New Zealand for the time being, and this is going to be my temporary home until this whole situation in the South Pacific resolves itself, or I get some more forces out here to force Lodrik to pull these ships away, right? So the carriers are missing right now. We don't know exactly where they went to. And that's been a common theme. Lodrik can teleport his carriers in and out whenever he wants to, right? So we have to assume they're anywhere. So we're going to get these ships into Wellington as quickly as possible. And I'm putting up some cap here. Let's get some cap going here. A lot of these aircraft are not even repaired yet, so we'll get up what we can. It's going to take some time to restore these aircraft, but yeah, so I got a bunch of troops here and a bunch of fuel here. So we're going to come into Wellington for the time being, and then that's just the way it's going to be. So, and I have the rest of these guys, as you can see, all going way south. We're basically hugging almost the very bottom of the map just to avoid all this stuff. I don't know how far down Lodrik is willing to go, but I would think that getting this far down underneath New Zealand is going to tax his fuel supplies pretty heavily, being that he probably is just operating out of Rabaul right now. I think the last unit that we need to talk about is here. These are Lodrik's carriers. I know it doesn't say that they're carriers, but they are. And you know he's got subs parked in Pago Pago. So we're kind of pinned down in here right now. Not much we can do. I'm not willing to risk any ships leaving the safety of Pago Pago while these guys are here. So we're pinned down here. But we've taken all the necessary steps to start steering away and around Lodrik. And really, quite honestly, I'm kind of done sending convoys to South Pacific for a while until we have more ships or aircraft or something to defend them. Okay, so this has been a long video, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. There was a lot of action, a lot of things to discuss here. And I think I've covered most of it. You may notice here that Pacific Fleet has now been dropped off at Noumea. This was previously at Pearl Harbor, but I figured it wasn't doing me any good there because I got nothing going on there. All the action's out here in the South Pacific, so I figured having a command headquarters on Noumea would be a good thing. It can help get these troops built up better. It helps on defense if you were to attack. You know, command headquarters do a lot of things. They also help with your base administration at different airfields. So, you know, that's why I want to have a command headquarters out here on New Caledonia. I think the last thing I want to show you guys today before we end this is how things are going to ADAC. So this last turn we just built up the airfield capacity to size 3, which is pretty awesome. We also have the port capacity about to be size 4, so this base is really coming along and it's looking great. So we already got a pretty decent rearm level. We have the capability of operating quite a bit of aircraft here now. And on top of that, I do have that special operation plan for these subs. So I have currently 4 subs fully repaired and ready to go, sitting in port right now, with one that's coming due next turn, and this guy's going back over to Prince Rupert to be repaired later on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more subs heading in. I think that'll be 10. 10 should be enough for what I want to do, but I'm looking forward to sending out these subs here in about a week on a special operation. And I really can't discuss it right now. Maybe if you come to my Discord and ask for permission to join my allied channel, I could tell you more about it. But I don't want to talk about it here because it's really top secret. So we are getting ready for that. But in the meantime, we continue to build up the forces on ADAC. We've got AA units, coastal defense units, quite a bit of infantry, combat engineers, you name it, we got it. This base has 143 guns. We got tons of vehicles, infantry coming in by the day. So this base keeps getting stronger and stronger. Look at that. 2 more coastal arty batteries unloading. I love it. ADAC is going to be the jewel of the North Pacific, if it isn't already, and he will never take it from me. And us having it is a good thing because now we can power project from here. So I've always been proud of my decision to move to ADAC, and this is really paying off for me now. So I'm going to end this video now. I've been talking forever and ever. For those of you that stuck around to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. I love that you guys are watching these and commenting and joining my Discord and just being part of this journey against Lodrik. This was a fun turn for me. Call it a draw at Rangoon, but at least we finally had a big air battle there. It does appear that we've slowed down the bleeding in New Zealand for the time being. And yeah, I'm looking forward to another good turn, or another somewhat good turn next turn, because I just don't see a lot of places where Lodrik can hurt us in the short term. Long term, all kinds of places, but short term, I've kind of got everything kind of secured and safe. So I just don't see him being able to do a lot of damage to us right now. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.